Welcome everyone to the Rawabet Center. The recent US sanctions on Iran is the toughest among all the sanctions that was imposed on Iran itself in the past because it affected the Iranian rial dramatically and made the people go out in the streets and demonstrate against the Iranian government. However, Iran always managed to get away from the US sanctions in one way or another, and that is why the Iranian regime is still around until now. Now, one of the ways that Iran uses today to maneuver the current US sanctions is done in Iraq. And let me start here with the Iraqi market. Now, Iran always wanted to control the Iraqi market since 2003, and they got extremely successful in 2014 when ISIS invaded many governorates in Iraq. And the ISIS invasion prevented Turkey from exporting their products directly to Iraq and made them really send their products through the Iranian territory to Iraq. And the Turkish products got taxed in, taxed out in Iran, which made it really pricey and expensive for the Iraqi people to afford. And when you consider the low buying power of the Iraqis due to the high percentage of the unemployment rate and the low salaries that they are getting, it makes every sense why the Iraqis really chose the Iranian products instead of the Turkish products. For that reason, there was a study released by the Rawabet Center on October 2017 showing that the Iranian domestic products control 72% of the Iraqi market. And that is really interesting statistics because we are looking here at the non-oil products. And also, recent news came out by Reuters showing that Iran actually are controlling now the dates market. They are leading that market instead of Saudi Arabia. We always used to hear that Saudi Arabia is the one that controls and leads that market, at least because of the quality of the dates that they are having. However, Iran, for some reason, in some way, they are controlling that market right now. Now, also, there is actually a way that Iran came up with in 2015, which is considered as a very smart way to get the hard currencies. In 2015, they offered all the investors around the world a 20% interest rate. That's crazy. You will never find that kind of interest rate anywhere in the world because the interest rates today, for years really, are actually 2%, 2.5%, 4% maybe. That is just the highest, but 20% is just insane. And also Iran offered a stable foreign exchange rate by all its banks, and also it actually promoted that the whole investment that you can do actually in the Iranian bank is actually not against the Sharia law. Also, the kind of relationships that Iran had with the United States in 2015 under the Obama administration made every sense for the Iraqi investors, even for the ordinary people, to take out their life savings and invest it in the Iranian banks. For that reason, Iran really got millions of dollars of hard currencies into their banks because they know probably the United States are going to turn their back on them one day. And that is exactly what happened. Trump made this prize and became the US president, and he's implementing today one of the toughest sanctions, as I mentioned before, on Iran. And now the whole Iranian currency got depreciated and the Iraqi people really lost the value of their investment. And the Washington Post talked about the big loss that the Iraqis really are suffering from today because of the the depreciation of the Iranian currency and the depreciation of their investments, which is just really crazy. And that is just one of the nightmares that the Iraqis are facing today. And for them, really, I mean, at the Washington Post, at that particular article, they said that it made every sense to invest in Iran because ISIS as well were actually getting bigger. They became as big as France. And the future in Iraq was uncertain. The people stopped buying houses in Baghdad itself. So for that reason, they really transferred their money and they started to invest away from Iraq. Now, another way that Iran used to maneuver the US sanctions was actually revealed by the New York Times in 2012, where it actually revealed that the Iraqis are helping Iran and sending the hard currencies to them during the sanctions times. And that is just one of the most interesting things to look at, because who's those people who are actually smuggling to Iran that kind of hard currencies? And also the New York Times revealed again that there are Iranian organizations that are controlling 4 Iraqi commercial banks. And that is just really, really dangerous to look at how Iran actually are controlling things up. And these reports are realistic because this is what we are facing today. Now, the Rawabet Center as well revealed a couple of ways that Iran are using is that they created some special agents inside Iraq where Iran through them can buy the hard currencies. As well, they doubled the trading of drugs inside Iraq, which is really dangerous on Iraq in many ways, on the youth of Iraq, and also the kind of thing that is going on in Iraq and increasingly happening. The drugs just gonna make Iraq and the people of Iraq are, in a bad shape, really. It's going to put them in a position where they will socially be destroyed. And that is what Iran really wants today. That's what we actually conclude from all the actions that we are seeing from Iran here. For that reason, all the the actions was taken by the Iraqi Prime Minister and the speeches that he came up with after the implementation of the US sanctions against Iran, and Iraq showed the commitment. Also, the Iraqi central bank stopped really dealing with Iran using the US dollar or any hard currency. However, the Iraqi dinar is losing its value because of the smuggling of the US dollars from Iraq to Iran. And also there are reports talked about that actually the US dollars are being smuggled using donkeys. A donkey can carry about, according to one of the reports that I read, a donkey can carry about $2 million. So the Americans now knows about these kind of techniques that are happening. However, I don't know how they're going to prevent it really. What an expensive donkey that is, right? So now the Iraqi government are having now today many challenges. This is just one of the biggest challenges. The Iraqi dinar is just going down at the moment with all the currencies, with all the situations that are happening right now in the area. Iraq is trying to be stable, looking at Basra and what is going on. The oil probably going to be affected because of the demonstrations as well. So everything is going backwards right now for the Iraqi economy. So the next government really are having a big challenge here. They are having agendas going on. They are having control by another country. And I don't know if Iraq is really capable of getting over that kind of control that Iran is having over the Iraqi economy, and whether Iraq is going to be really committed to the US sanctions. And let's hope that things goes to the better way, to the better future, rather than just talking bad about the whole thing. Let's hope that things going to get better in the future and that Iraq is going to recover from all what's happening, hopefully. Thank you for watching.